Let me clear some things up. When somebody gives me a prescription, for instance, I've got a -2, what am I going to do about it? Odie, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to tell them, first of all, you're probably overprescribed by one, maybe two doctors. I don't know because I can't tell and I can't read your mind and I don't trust the optometrist who gave you from -2. And that's what Jake Steiner does. He's trying to reduce a minus lens. That's a big waste of time. You're not going to do it. You're not going to succeed. You're kidding yourself. And I don't even blame the optometrist because the public is ignorant. They don't know what's going on. They don't make measurements. And even I agree, the limit is probably 20/60 if you're seriously going to get out of something. So I tell you things and you don't do it. And they're simple, basic things, technical. A good engineer could do it, but apparently nobody else. So from Rafelson, I knew it had to be long-term plus when I was at 20/60. So first thing I did, I got a Snellen. I'm looking at it, and I looked at it. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I couldn't even tell what line was what. That's why I wrote a big 60 on the 60 line, 40 on the 40 line, and 20 on the 20 line. And then after wearing the plus, very gradually, my refractive state changed from a minus value to a positive value. Notice that's not a medical measurement. No measurement I make is medical. Somebody else makes it, he says it's medical. I say, no, the eye has positive and negative refractive states. If you can't get past that point, you're not going to make it. So just following Jacob Rafelson's idea, I changed my refractive state from a negative value to a positive value. I'll tell you how to make a positive value if you ever get there. The positive refractive state is very valuable to you. So let's go back to, I have to assume you're an electrical engineer and you design control systems. And you use language the way I use it. Measure a refractive state, not a failure, not an error, not a defect. So I'm still setting this up. Okay. You do, was it called gameplay or something? Game store. And you find a Snellen, just write Snellen chart. And you look for letters, big E's. And the reason you do this is because you don't have a Snellen. Nobody has a Snellen. So but you can do it on your cell phone. This one is set up for 60 feet, or sorry, 6 feet. And it's set up so the big E is 20/60. Now, the reason I say that, you look at this now, you don't know what the hell's going on. Clear flashes doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean nothing at all. I did it because I knew what I had to do and did it. But you, let me say, you haven't been wearing glasses, you don't know where you are, and you need to know based on the Snellen, not based on somebody gave you a minus lens. This is true of Dennis Romich too. So what you do is you get the big E, or 20/60, not E. The reason you use the E, because all you have to do is point up, down, left, right, and you can do this with, you used here. So this is a team effort. And what you're looking for is 50% on the big E. What line do you read 50%? If it's the 20/60, then that is your line you have to work with. This is not clear flash. This is a good estimate of your refractive state. You can get that later. But you need to know, can I get the 20/60 line 50% 20/60? or 20/60. And then less than 20/60, 20/40, you might get 5%. But that is your average. You got to establish that. If you're able to get along without glasses and have 20/60, that's a major step forward. That's not going to get you to 20/20. It is a starting point. If you're worse than 20/60, 2100, I really can't argue that you should do this because it's too far away, too long. So you set this chart for 6 feet or for 20 feet. You need somebody else to work with you on it. Could be your children. But what you're establishing is not a clear flash, but your actual refractive state. And when I say refractive state, I'm saying the way Kepler did it. Use a minus lens. Here you do need test lenses, but you're looking for a minimum test lens to get you to 20/40. Now, why 20/40? Why 20/60? The Army set that up as reasonable for no glasses. So what you want to get to is the point where you pass that standard. And you do this yourself. You don't trust me. You don't trust anyone. You trust your own ability. So let's say using this, you're able to confirm one eye 20/40, the other eye 20/60. That is where you start wearing the plus lens to do better than the DMV. And you wanted to get better than DMV so you could do things without wearing glasses. But inherent in that, I'm saying you'll eventually do better than 20/40. But it's all you. And if you hate wearing the plus lens, and don't like looking at Snellen, you're talking Jake Steiner. And Jake Steiner says, get a prescription. Say, you've lost. You will not succeed doing it that way. Discussion was clear flash. Well, sure, when I had my Snellen up, I got clear flashes. But the real value was, and thanks to this, got to get it back. The cell phone, I can get an accurate judgment. What line do I read? Half of them correctly, up, down, so forth. So it'd be great for kids. That doesn't mean if you're reading 20/50, you got to take your kid to a doctor and get a minus lens. No, it means you're engineering intelligent enough to realize that's your last chance to get out of it. As long as you're going better than the 20/40, you don't get minus lenses. But that means you take responsibility for it, everything. There's no such thing as shared responsibility. Either you do everything, or you don't do anything at all. Now, the Jake Steiner people hate the plus lens. That's because they're ignorant of fundamental scientific truth. It's that simple. I'm a control system. I know all eyes to be dynamic from birth when they're plus. Unfortunately, medical people call all refractions medical defects for their own reasons. Particularly a positive refractive state is never an error. It's extremely valuable. And I can show you how to measure. I measure a positive refraction because I read the 20/20 line. I can still read the 20/20 line through a plus half diopter. It's very valuable for me. It tells me how close I am to nearsightedness or how far away. So that would be part of an educational process after you get to at least 20/40 and maybe 20/20. But it's all 100% you. If you don't do this, forget it. Don't even think about getting out of it. And tragically, if you're wearing a minus lens, it's probably too late for you. But let's face it, that's the reality of it. So add your own commentary and stop giving me a minus lens prescription. It doesn't help you, doesn't help me. It's almost meaningless. It's only meaningful when you can say, I read half the letters on the 20/50 line correctly because my children helped me do it. Rupert Wong has the right idea. Kids always at 20 inches. No kids doing this. I almost guarantee that through graduate school, PhD, keep on doing this, the refraction will always measure positive the way I measure a refraction and my refraction. Jacob Rafelson got it right, and you always get it wrong. Thank you.